Hi everyone. So for this assignment, I was given two um, websites, Edpuzzle and PlayPosit, and we were to come up with a interactive video for students. My grade level was third, fourth grade. I think that's the grade level I want to teach. And the first website I did was Edpuzzle, and in this one I did a basic multiplication video. Um, I added all open-ended questions at different times of the video. Some of the tools that you can use on this website are cropping, adding questions, voiceovers, and um, you can also add like audio notes. And once you add the questions, it'll pause the video and then the kids will answer the questions. I really like this website because it let the kids have like an open-ended question, so there was no right or wrong. And it also allowed for formative assessments for teachers because they can go back and look at their grade book and see how kids answers what kids answered and what they're confused on, which I really like. Another thing is I think it was really cool that you could crop the video, because if you didn't like the beginning or end, like I didn't like the beginning because I thought it was way too long, and the video really actually started at around the 135 mark with the multiplication, and it ended at the 609 mark, and the rest was just kind of it just didn't make sense, and the kids didn't really need to watch it. But I like that you could add questions wherever you wanted to throughout the video, and it made it really easy. And it says on the side, like, why add quizzes during a video, because and it's to make sure that you understand and include formative assessments, which is super, super important when teaching a lesson. So the second website that we used was called PlayPosit. I really liked this lesson. My lesson was on Thomas Edison. And I thought that this website was really useful because it gave you options. Instead of Edpuzzle, it just allowed for open-ended questions. PlayPosit allowed students to answer their questions so they could see if it's right or wrong. It allowed you to, there's like fill in the blanks, multiple, there was polls, fill in the blanks, check alls, and there was also multiple choice, and you could do free response and then discussion. I really like the multiple choice questions because it allowed students for you to see if students were paying attention, because I made two of my multiple choice questions like tricky, and then it also allowed you to add them at certain points of the video, like PlayPosit did. But in this one, you couldn't do a voiceover or add feedback, which kind of stinks, because I think that this website would actually be better than Edpuzzle if you could do that. But you can't, and that's something that I think they should add. But in all, I actually really think I liked PlayPosit better just because of the different question choices. But Edpuzzle allowed for a formative assessment to be done. And yeah. I thought that my questions on PlayPosit were probably more interactive with students because they really needed to be paying attention to the video. And on Edpuzzle, I just didn't like how you couldn't do a multiple choice or a poll or a check all. I kind of thought that it was just kind of boring in that way, but like I said, the voiceover part was really useful. I didn't do a voiceover, but I'm sure in the future I definitely will. Um, for my Edpuzzle video, the one that I chose didn't really leave a lot of room for multiple questions, so that's why there is a big gap between the questions. And on the play pause it video, the video left room for multiple questions, so it was kind of hard sometimes getting it at the question at the correct time of the video, because I didn't want it to like move on too fast and they would forget, but also I wanted wanted them to like have a tiny bit of time to answer the questions. I also thought that the way that Edpuzzle allowed you to have put a video on there was easier than Edpuzzle, because I thought that Edpuzzle, it was a little bit harder for me to figure out how to add, because it doesn't have all the different options. It just has like create a video, upload, and I was kind of confused about this whole part because I wasn't sure why it was here. But like I said, Play Pause It had a better organizational of videos. Like I did mine off of YouTube, and I just searched a video on YouTube, and that's how it was. It was way easier to find a video on Play Pause It than on Edpuzzle. To sum this all up, I will definitely use Play Pause It and Edpuzzle in the future. I did like Play Pause It better just because of the features, and I just feel like it was easier to navigate, and I feel as though, because you can also put videos in certain classes, so I thought that was cool, and students can access them easily, and I just think that it would be easier for students to use. I did like Edpuzzle, but it wasn't my most favorite site to use. It actually did take me a while to figure out how to upload the video. When I was on Play Pause It, it didn't take as long, and it was way easier, and I liked the different types of questions that you could ask.